I'm Heather Dinich here with ESPN.com's David Ching following Clemson's 38-35 win over Georgia here in Death Valley. David, what do you think this loss does to Georgia, considering they have to come back and play South Carolina next week?
Well, I think, Saturday is really the game that's going to define their season. How they can respond from what was really a disappointing loss and a disappointing performance and do it against Jadeveon Clowney and a team that's beaten them 3 years in a row. Their SEC goals are still on the table. This is obviously not the best way to start the season. But they've bounced back from losses early in the season the last 2 years and gone on to win the SEC East. And last season got themselves in position to potentially win the national title. They have to take some kind of solace in having done that in the past and hope that they can turn it around really quickly next Saturday.
This is a game that immediately, in my opinion, put Clemson as a top 5 team and a national title contender. I think that Georgia, if they respond like the way you're talking about, could still be in the title hunt. Do you figure that because of their strength of schedule in the SEC?
Yeah, absolutely. We've said all along, by the end of September, we should know where Georgia is as a SEC contender, as a national championship contender. They've got South Carolina next week. They've got LSU at the end of the month. If they can be 3-1 by the end of September, they're right back in the thick of things. But that's a really tall order.
Taj Boyd threw for 270 yards tonight, 3 touchdown passes, ran for 2 more in a battle between 2 of the nation's top quarterbacks. What did you think of the job Aaron Murray did tonight?
He had his ups and downs. There were a couple of turnovers in the second quarter that were really devastating to Georgia. He lost a fumble when he got hit on the Bland side. He threw an interception to Corey Crawford, where Crawford dropped in his own blitz and did a really good job. Those were obviously the down points for Murray. He had his ups too, but he came in with kind of the stigma of big games aren't always his best friend, and he's going to take another L, and that's obviously a tough one on his resume.
And talking to Clemson coaches and players today, they all felt like they could have played better. Sammy Watkins told me 10 times better. There were some drops by receivers. It took the defense a little while to get going. How much better do you think Georgia can be than they played tonight?
There are definitely things they can clean up. Obviously, they're not going to play another offense, I don't think, this season that's as explosive as Clemson's. That's the positive sign for them. The game ends on, or the deciding point in the game is they failed to kick a 20-yard field goal because of a bad snap. It was the first time they've attempted a field goal this season. It's the first time Nathan Theus, their long snapper, has snapped for a field goal. It was typical first game things, I feel like, the sloppy plays here and there that really determined the outcome of this game.
This game lived up to the hype. ESPN's College Game Day crew was here earlier this morning. It was a fantastic game. Everybody I talked to said they've never seen an atmosphere like this here in Death Valley. Clemson takes the lead, early lead in the race for a national title contender between these two teams, but still a long season left. For more on Clemson and Georgia, keep it right here at ESPN.com. With David Ching, I'm Heather Dinich.